Hey, hey, it's Kinsey Ray. Happy Monday. How is everyone doing today? I'm coming to you live from snowy Salt Lake City, Utah. Utah wants to have winter in April, which has been really great. So if you guys can hear me okay, definitely drop a 1 in the comments below. What's going on, Mary? How are you? Hey, Donnie. How's everybody's Monday going? You can light up those hearts, check in for the video. I would love to hear from you. And I know someone out there needs this message today. I want to talk about invisible progress and to not let it get the best of you. Because invisible progress, it's sneaky, you guys. Hence the name, invisible progress. It's a very, very sneaky. And I've been dealing with a lot of invisible progress this year. So if you guys did not see yet, you can now vote for me to be Mrs. International 2023. The online voting for the People's Choice Award is happening now. These online votes do go towards the overall vote for who they will crown Mrs. International. So you can click the link in my bio to vote for me. If you've already voted, I super, super appreciate it. It means the world to me, and it's going to help further my Happier Days mission of helping people take charge of their mental health and have more confidence in everyday life. This is a powerful mission. I've been working really, really hard on it this year, and that's why I want to talk to you guys about invisible progress. So invisible progress, what is that? It's exactly what it sounds like. And you can drop a 1 in the comments below if you've ever struggled with this. You are working really hard. You're making some really important changes in your life, and they aren't easy changes. You're changing your habits. You're changing your mindset. You're working to get around different people. You're creating a new schedule, a new discipline where you are showing up in a different way for yourself than ever before. You know you are doing all the right stuff. You know you're making big changes because it's uncomfortable. You're taking messy action. You're taking bold, scary action. You're moving in ways you've never moved before. And nothing has happened. Nothing's changed. All of the external stuff is still the same. All the stuff that you're working to change, it feels like there's zero progress. But you are doing so many different things. You are working so hard. You are showing up so many different ways, in ways you've never shown up before. But it feels like the needle is not moving at all. Has anyone ever been there? Drop a 3 in the chat if you've ever been there. It is one of the most frustrating places to be because you know you're showing up different. You're putting in the work. You're exhausted. You are stretching. You are growing. You are so uncomfortable in this season of growth and progression. And you look around and everything feels like it's the exact same. And you're like, what the heck is going on? I'm making all the changes. I'm doing all the stuff that people told me to do. Why is nothing changing? Let me introduce you to invisible progress. And I feel like most people fail on their goals because of invisible progress. They're doing all the right stuff. They're taking all the right choices. They're making all the right changes, but they get discouraged because of the invisible progress. They get discouraged because they don't have that instant gratification, the instant results, the instant change. Their life doesn't change overnight. Their life doesn't change in 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 3 months. They are plugging along and it still feels like they're making no progress. Even though they're showing up day after day, putting in the work day after day, staying committed to their habits day after day. But the external results have not shown up yet. Because what is happening through all those micro decisions, through the consistency of showing up, through the consistency of keeping your commitments to yourself and keeping the promises to yourself, it takes time for those micro decisions to compound and turn into external results. And so what is happening is you do all that, all this invisible progress is happening. Think about watching a pot of boiling water, right? You're trying to boil a pot of water. Think about that process of boiling a pot of water. It is the slowest process. You just sit there and you just stare at the pot of water. Anyone feel like if you try and watch the pot of water boil, it goes really slowly? It takes even longer if you sit and watch it. You're just staring at this pot of water and you're just Is it ever gonna heat up? Ever gonna start to boil? Nope. Really feels like nothing is happening here. Is the burner on? If it's on, okay. And nothing's happening. It's the slowest process ever to watch water boil. But what is happening as that water is heating up? All of the atoms in the water, they're all starting to move and have friction, and a ton of stuff is going on in the water at a microscopic level that we cannot see. And the water's going crazy. It's going like this. It's like, oh my gosh, we're heating up. It's getting warmer. Blah, blah, blah. That's my scientific representation of what happens when water boils. Okay, it's very, very scientific. All right. But so much is going on in that water at a microscopic level that we can't see. And it's not until that water reaches boiling point that all of a sudden you see the bubbles. But so much had to happen from the cold or room temperature water to get it to boil and you see the external result. So much had to happen in that process, but it was all on a microscopic level that you could not see. Invisible progress. And it feels like it takes forever for the bubbles to show up. It feels like it takes forever for you to get the external results. But do not give up because the external results have not shown up yet. Do not give up in the process of your invisible progress happening. Do not give up in the process of your water waiting to boil, because there is so much going on as you stay consistent with your goals and your habits, and you're keeping promises to yourself, and you're making the right decisions, and you know you show up and do the work every day. You know you're keeping the promises to yourself. You know you're moving differently. You know you're thinking differently. You know all these things. You know all of these things are happening differently than you've ever shown up before. You're moving in ways you've never moved before. And you know in your soul, you're like, I am doing everything right. Why am I not getting my external validation of the external results? It's because the invisible progress is happening. You have to wait for those results to compound and show up on the outside. And so many people give up during the invisible progress phase, and it's really unfortunate because it's discouraging, right? If you've been there, drop 3 in the chat. You've been there. It's discouraging when the invisible progress is happening because we live in an instant gratification society, right? So much in our world is instant. You can get food now. You can get a big butt now, right? You don't have to work out anymore. You can buy a big butt, right? You can buy a big butt now. You can lose weight now with liposuction. You can get long hair now with extensions. You can get whatever you want right now, right this second. You pay enough money. You can have anything you want right now. We are so conditioned to that then when it comes to building something worthwhile, when it comes to building something that's going to last, when it comes to doing something great, it doesn't happen overnight. And then us conditioned humans in this instant gratification society, we get frustrated and then we quit. And then we start the process all over again. Start making all the right choices, doing all the right stuff, and then all the external results don't happen right away, and then we give up and we get frustrated, we give up until we decide to start again. You have to be willing to stay consistent through the invisible progress. And I've personally been experiencing this year, and I've been so frustrated. And so that's why I wanted to share this message with you guys, because I've had to remind myself of this all year long. And the fact that I can even say that word right now, because it's April and it really has, there's been an extended period of time for all year long, is pretty crazy. This year has gone fast. But I've been really frustrated because I've been having tons of invisible progress. I've been working my butt off over here on so many cool projects and so many things and showing up in ways I've never shown up before. And I'm like, nothing is happening and this is the stupidest thing ever. So frustrated. But now, as all of this invisible progress has been happening, all of this movement has been going on, I know I'm taking all the action. I know I'm showing up and making progress every day, even if I'm not getting external results. And now the compound effect is about to kick in and all of the results are going to show up at once. Like literally this month, it's crazy. My new website launches this week, which I've been working really, really hard on. My new ebook launches this month, which I'm super excited about. This project in my heart and soul for over a decade, 16 years now, is coming to life and into the world. And I've been working relentlessly on it for months. Online voting for Mrs. International has started. And so you can vote for me online and help me win the pageant to further my Happier Days mission. Like, so many things are compounding and are going to come to life in those external results all at once. So I want to remind you, it's okay if it feels like the external results aren't happening in your world right now. But you know you're making all the right decisions. You know you're showing up differently. You know you're keeping promises to yourself. It is okay if you don't see the results yet. Don't allow the lack of external results yet to get you to give up, to get you to quit keeping those promises to yourself and get you to stop showing up in a different way and to revert back to old habits. Because if you do that, the invisible progress is going to stop and the thing that you've been working on is never going to come to fruition. It's never going to come to life. You must be willing to push through the invisible progress and keep going till it comes to life, till you win. Do not quit until you win. And I don't know who needed that reminder today, but I promise you're doing all the right stuff. You know at the end of the day, you can't lie to yourself. And this is the important thing to remind yourself as you're in a season of invisible progress. You know at the end of the day if you are doing the work or not. You know at the end of the day if you are keeping commitments to yourself or not. You know. And you can't lie to yourself. So if you know that you're moving differently, you're thinking differently, you're showing up differently, you're making different choices that serve you, you're making the right commitments to move yourself forward to your goals, and you know day after day you're doing the work, eventually it's going to come. But you also know if you're not keeping the commitments to yourself and you're just feeling frustrated because you don't have the results for the work that you didn't do. You know that too. You know if you sneaked the piece of cake on your diet. You know if you skipped your workout. You know if you said you were going to complete a task for your business and you didn't. You know what you're doing at the end of the day. And so if you're keeping those commitments to yourself and you're being honest with yourself and you're showing up for yourself day in and day out and doing the dang thing, then trust and believe that your external results will come exactly when they're supposed to. Have faith in that. Have trust in your work ethic. Have trust in the commitment to keeping your promises and the commitment to yourself, because it does all pay off in the end. So share this because I know someone out there needed this reminder today. My name is Kinsey Ray, Mrs. Utah International 2023. Definitely head to the link in my bio and vote for me to be Mrs. International. The pageant is 90 days away and your vote will help determine the overall votes for who gets crowned for Mrs. International 2023. And so I'm super, super excited to show you guys what I've been working on for this pageant to make a massive impact, and your vote helps continue my Happier Days platform forward, and I super appreciate all of the support. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. Definitely hit follow if you're not yet following me. I'll talk to you guys soon. See ya!